Hi, my name is Courtney and I'm a witch. And today on the Witch Diaries we're going to be celebrating Yule, which I'm very excited about because I have a special celebration where we're going to bring in the energies of Krampus, who isn't always known but is kind of making his name this year because there's this movie coming out that's all about him. So I feel like people are starting to learn about him, and I thought it'd be really fun to do a celebration, kind of a different take on Yule. Okay, so what is Yule and why does it seem to fall around the time of Christmas? So like most holidays in our country, and most of these holidays that have been associated with being Christian holidays, they pretty much all were pagan holidays that ended up, people were forced to convert to things like Christianity, and so the pagans found a way to keep their celebrations and holidays alive, and over time, now people think they're Christian holidays, but they're actually pagan, Wiccan holidays. So there's something in regards to Christmas that I found when I was researching Yule that I thought was really interesting. So although today Yule is linked to the Christian observance of the Nativity, there is no biblical or historical evidence that Christ was born on Christmas. Rather, December 25th was long held to be the celebration day of the Roman deity Mithras. And I have no idea if I said that right. It's spelled Mithras, if anyone wants to look that up. So usually Yule is celebrated over, it seems like it has to do with the summer solstice, but over the course of 12 days towards the end of the month of December. I know we've often heard about the 12 days of Christmas and things like that, but it's probably because of the 12 days of Yule. So I found multiple celebrations you could do that had to do with the 12 days. One thing I found was really interesting was something that's called the 12th night cake. And so I guess back in the day, when everyone would celebrate Yule and this time of year as pagan holidays, they would have a party and everybody would eat a piece of cake, and the cake, someone had baked into it a pea and a bean, and the person who ended up with the slice of cake that had the bean in it would become the king for the night, and the person with the piece that had the pea in it would become the queen for the night, and everybody had to do whatever those two people told them to do. So, of course, naughtiness would ensue, and I'm sure mayhem, and probably lots of drinking and shots and all sorts of good stuff. So it was kind of just to bring that, I guess, sort of naughty energy to this time of year. Maybe something like the mistletoe, except this was in the form of cake. It sounded like it would be a lot of fun if you're looking to have a Yule party. That sounds like something you guys should do. I think that would be really fun. There also is something called the Yule log, and it seems that back in the day, like this had to do with celebrating the Vikings. They would cut down like an oak tree or something that was the biggest like log they could find and drag it home, and they put it in the fire and have it burn all night. I did think it sounded kind of similar to cutting down a Christmas tree, except with this it was just a log and it was just used for the fireplace. But that was something else I found that you can bring in. So I am super excited now to do our celebration involving Krampus. I just thought it'd be so much fun to bring in his energy this year to balance out the energy of Saint Nick. Okay, so I brought in 2 candles for a ritual. One is a Yule fairy candle, and this one is all about sort of cleansing the air and bringing in that energy of snow and of a white winter wonderland and the fairy energy. And I thought that was great to sort of balance out the energy of Krampus, which I have a Krampus candle specifically for him. So what or who is Krampus? Well, he's supposed to be kind of the opposite of Santa Claus, who is supposed to bring, presents to people who have been good throughout the year. Well, Krampus visits those who have not been so good, and he holds them responsible for it. So I was reading that back in the day he would, like for kids who were seen as being bad, who, you know, maybe were kind of bullies, he would put them in a sack and drag them off to hell with him. So, you know, he has that energy. It's opposite of Saint Nick, Santa Claus, that he visits those who have been bad versus Santa Claus who visits those who have been good. And I think when doing a ritual and being a witch in general, it's so important to have balance. So I think calling upon like Santa Claus and Krampus is really important to keep the balance of everything. So let's get started. So as we light these candles, we ask for many blessings for the end of this year as well as this year to come. We thank Mother Earth and the fairies for everything they've given us. We ask them to bring lots of joy, love, and happiness to us this time of year, as well as to the entire planet. And as we do that, you know, I actually think the fairies would love Krampus because fairies sort of are really mischievous and they love to play pranks on people. And the more I've read about Krampus, the more it sounds like he's kind of been misunderstood, and he's kind of more along the lines of Hecate or a lot of the dark goddesses where, you know, they aren't bad or evil even though they've kind of been made to seem that way, but rather they just, you know, deal with the energies of things like justice and holding those bad people responsible for what they've done. So, and we also call on the energies of Krampus to create balance through this time of year so that everybody, if you're a good person, lots of good energy, good karma is coming back to you. If you're a bad person, well, all that bad energy, bad karma you've created can go right back to you as well, and that we create a time of balance during this year, which I think is often forgotten. I think we get really out of balance especially during Christmas time. So. And if anyone at home has any intentions, I give you a moment, some time and space to set those. And we thank everyone for helping us. And I also wanted to say I had found some other items for our little ritual. Of course, I have a Christmas tree behind me, but I also have a mini Christmas tree in case you live in a small apartment or you can't afford something else. I was able to decorate it. There are lights on it that you can, they have batteries, so they do light up. And both of these are like fake Christmas trees, so we didn't actually cut down anything from Mother Earth. If you are going to do that, please ask permission first before you take something from her. Because you want to keep a good relationship with Mother Earth and nature and show her that you always respect her. So otherwise you can go with fake trees. That's what we have. You can use them then every year and it's wonderful. You save some money. So I also have some just jewelry with little bells on them, some other things just to bring in the energy in this time of year. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys in the new year with more witch holidays and festivals and celebrations, because we seem to have just an endless amount, don't we? So thank you so much, and blessed be.